information is you on the Mic with Mike, the leading social enterprise business show in RVA. Join Mike King, the partnership guru, as he delivers game changers in Metro RVA. On the Mic with Mike showcases how business can help make society better. He discusses tech, culture, innovation, best business practices, and highlighting area nonprofits. Join Mike Monday through Friday, because it is the place where the best and brightest come to chat.
Champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. Mike King is ESPN Richmond, the champ of Business Talk Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the Mike with Mike, the premier business radio program around. I'm your host, Mike King. I appreciate you being here with me. The views expressed here are mine. I have no connection to, support, or agreement with any other host, information, or ads on the station. I don't work for the station. My program just airs here on a daily basis. So join me as our cutting edge show. We uplift the community and showcase RVA in a different way. The sounds you're listening to are emanating from the Mike King Biz Studio, which is the global epicenter of social enterprise business. So join me on this journey as we talk to business leaders, game changers who are out there making a difference. You can follow me on social platforms on the Mike with Mike RVA, as well as Mike King Biz. I'd like to thank our show sponsors who keep us on the air. You'll be hearing them through the program. Make sure to check them out because we're out there trying to make a difference. So today, it is my honor. So now, about a year or so ago, I see a young man doing some really big things. He's a sports agent. Now, this is ESPN. This is a sports station, even though I do not talk sports, I talk business stuff. But I see this guy named Freddie Berry. I'm like, he's a sports agent. All right, how do you get to be an agent is question number one. I mean, like we've had the conversation. How many agents do I know? Number one is Jerry Maguire. He is the one. And then Drew Rosenhaus, because I'm from Philly, and he can be sort of contentious at times. That is the illustrious list of sports agents that I know. Freddie Berry's one of them, so now all of a sudden now I know three. Fast forward a year or something later, I see Freddie Berry in Forbes magazine. You are repping, I don't know if that's the correct word, but repping the king of NIL deals, name, image, and likeness. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Freddie Berry. He is the agent, and this is what he plays when he walks in the room. That's what happened. That is it. All right, Freddie Berry, tell us who you are and what you do.
So thank you for the introduction, Mike. So Freddie Berry is my name. I'm the owner and lead agent at Berry Athlete Representation, and I'm a sports agent. So a lot of people are using the term sports agent now that name, image, and likeness is out. But what I do specifically is I'm a marketing agent. So I represent athletes and marketing deals. And I'm also an NFL contract advisor. So I represent athletes and negotiating NFL contracts as well.
So let's go back to you starting. So you're from this area. Let's get the Freddie Berry history.
Yep. So I'm from Powhatan, Virginia, out west outside of Richmond, Virginia, in a country area. And always played sports. Since I was 6 years old, I started off playing baseball, then I played basketball, and then fell in love with football. And growing up all throughout my life, I always played three sports. I ended up ditching baseball and started running track. So all the way through middle school, through high school, I ran track, played basketball, and played football. And from that point, I went on to college, played at Hampton-Sydney College in Farmville, Virginia, outside of Farmville, Virginia. And I had a lot of experience with being with a successful team. And so growing up, I only lost 4 or 5 games in football in high school, and then going to college, we won 3 ODAC championships. I ended up being the leader for the 40-yard dash record. I started at the cornerback position, and so I had a great time playing sports, and I had great success. And that success all the way up to college led me to do some regional combines for the NFL and also do some CFL combines. But as many people know, less than 1% make it. And so I was in that 99%.
That's a very big number.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people in that group.
It is. I was in that 99%, but I always loved sports. Like I said, since I was 6 years old. And so I wanted to figure out a way to get back involved with the game. And so I actually went back to my old high school, Palatine High School, and I started coaching varsity basketball, JV basketball, and varsity football.
So you're coaching, but it's not it for you.
Yep, you got it. So it filled an itch, but it didn't fill that itch at that highest level what I was trying to achieve. And so I decided, well, let me look at how being a sports agent.
Okay, and you did research. Like, what's the research that you go to,
Man,
to be a sports agent?
what everybody else do, Google how to be a sports agent.
He went to the Google University and said how to be a sports
How
agent.
to be a sports agent. And it started off with me having the goal of being an NFL agent. That's what I wanted to do NFL contracts. And with that, I realized, man, I got to go back to school and get a master's. That's a requirement with a list of other fees you have to pay. But the main one is having a higher degree, a master's or a law degree. So I had to go back to school and get my master's.
And we talked about that before. In basketball, they call that the Rich Paul rule.
They do.
Yeah, and so that way they kind of wanted to keep some folks out.
Yeah.
They wanted the club to be exclusive because there are not a lot of people who are out there as sports agents.
That's correct. I believe it's only a little over 900 or so NFL contract advisors. And so it's a very small pool to be in, but.
And you're there.
And I'm there. You're right.
Okay, so you're out there, you hung out your shingle.
Yep.
And then when is it the first time that you realize this thing may work?
So it first started that it might work when I started my master's program, because I wasn't the best student in high school. I mean, I had over 3.0, but I wasn't all A's. And then in college, football was my main subject. So that wasn't my priority education-wise at the time. And so once I started my master's program and I realized I'm getting all A's in these sports marketing classes, I thought, man, this is for me.
That's your thing.
This is for me.
Okay, so now you're out there, the landscape is looking kind of wide open. You're doing your thing, and all of a sudden name, image, and likeness hits.
Yes. So once I finished my master's program in March of 2021, I was still in a limbo state because I had to take a certification for passing the NFLPA exam test. And so I hadn't really been able to be qualified as a sports agent, quote unquote. But then July 1, NIL came out.
And boom.
And bam.
The floodgates were open.
Wide open.
With no direction.
No direction.
No rules.
Nope.
No rules.
No rules.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It was.
So now you're jumping out there at a time when the gates are open, no rules, and you kind of make your deals as you go along. Everybody wants it, but nobody really understands how to make this happen.
Exactly. And so when July 1 hit, there were a lot of NFL agents out there doing contract work, but there weren't a lot of them out there doing actual sports marketing work. And so I felt as if I was kind of at a even if not higher playing field than some of those other agents because of the fact that I have a master's in sports marketing media. And so since July 1, I've literally just been applying my recruiting skills along with my sports marketing media skills to get new players and also help them get new deals when it comes to this NIL game.
Okay, so I'm perusing through the pages of Forbes. I see Freddie Berry. How are you in Forbes magazine, and what's the player that gets you and him there?
Man, so the player is Raekwon Smith out of Norfolk State University. And we've been connected since when July 1 hit. We started communication. Before then, we had a small relationship, but then when July 1 hit, our relationship started to grow.
Okay.
And I did my pitch to him, let him know, like, hey, man, I know you have a great shot at this NIL game because I've seen your social media.
His social media game is fire.
It's fire.
It is.
It is.
I mean, to wish I had that time and that swag game.
Man,
everybody doesn't have it.
Everybody doesn't.
And it was just his birthday, I saw.
Yep, his birthday was yesterday.
And
so
shout out to him out there. He was looking good.
Yeah.
Styling with the ride.
Yep. That's him though. That's him.
That is him because there are a lot of players out there, no matter what business you're in, there are a lot of whatever it is you do.
Yeah.
And the question is, how do you get seen above them? So it's early July, you're with him.
Yep.
And the pitch to him is, I can help you.
Yep. The pitch to him is, I can help you. I'm not gonna give away all my tools and tell him my recruiting pitch of how I can help him, but all in all, it was, hey, my services can help you up your game. And so July 14th, we put pen to paper, and from then on, we just rock and roll. I help him do things such as find deals, negotiate deals, help manage the deals and the partnership activation. And he does a really good job at supporting that, but also creating content.
The content is good.
Yes.
So now, how many deals does he have in place now?
70 on the dot.
Okay.
70 on the dot.
And he was an award winner.
Yes. So that led him around January. So in the wintertime, he actually was awarded with the HBCU Male Athlete of the Year Award. And all of that was based on his success with NIL, because he had actually gotten injured from football at Norfolk State. So he wasn't even playing. And so he still won HBCU Male Athlete of the Year Award.
On the strength of that.
On the strength of NIL.
When people think about NIL, and I think it was the article, people think that it would be the big schools, the Power Fives, all of those schools. And it doesn't, and any of the others before you get to the HBCUs. And here he is rocking it there.
Rocking it. And so after he won the HBCU Male Athlete of the Year Award, we continued to use that as leverage, push harder. And he ended up being nominated for Male Athlete of the Year Award for the NIL Summit, which is basically this large award and networking event for college athletes.
When did that come about? Is that clearly that's something new?
Yeah, it was the first year this year of that event. And so the event was last month, I believe. Yeah, it was in June, so it was last month. And we got notified he was up for 2 awards, Male Athlete of the Year Award and the Hustle Award. And in my mind, I don't never put anything, I don't put my eggs in the basket before I get it.
But it was looking kind of good.
But I'm like, with that Hustle Award, it'd be a crime if he didn't get it.
That is true.
And lo and behold, God willing, when they made the announcements, I was watching online, and they said Raekwon Smith with the Hustle Award.
And you knew. What's changed for you guys since that happened?
One thing that's changed is a lot of publicity. When it first started, there was not a lot of public media who wanted to kind of tell Raekwon's story. And as he even grew and got more deals, no one really wanted to tell his story. And then now that we have 70 deals, a lot of these national brands want to tell.
Want to come calling.
Yes, they want to come call and telling his story. And
so what was it like when Freddie Berry gets the notification from Forbes?
Man.
Okay, what did
I thought it was fake.
What did the family say?
So at first I thought it was fake because it was an email and it said Forbes was like the first word. And I was like, somebody trying to
play me.
Yeah, somebody trying to play me. But then I looked who the writer was, and I was like, okay, yeah, this is the real deal. Yep.
Okay, so you told the family. What did they say? They were like, wow.
Oh yeah, they were definitely wow. My family posted all on Facebook and all that stuff. So they were really, really proud, and it was a big deal because I've also been laid back and not really putting it out there about what I'm doing in the sports world.
Yes.
I like to come with a big splash.
Sir, that is a.
And so I was waiting for the big splash, and the big splash that came.
That is a big splash.
Yep.
Because it takes it off of the sports page into the business side.
Yes.
And that's the business side of it. On the mic, Mike, we are here. Freddie Berry is here. This is ESPN Richmond as part of the Mike King News Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1, 5 to 7 a.m. The Choice 105.3 every day from 2 to 3, as well as International Business Growth Radio. Like we say, we took our talents like LeBron and we've taken them worldwide. On the mic, Mike will be back in just a moment.
I'm Jerry Howard with E4 Leadership and Business Coaching. Have you ever wondered?
RBA, visit the town. You know another guy named Mike. Make sure you check out my main man, Mike King Biz. Monday through Friday, 5 to 7 a.m. on Sports 106.1. On the mic, with Mike. is the champion of business talk radio. Starting to irritate me.
My name is Isabel, and you're listening to Mike King Biz. Hubby, that's my skit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the Mike Premier Business Radio program around. Yeah, that's my grandkids. They can't get the name of the program right. I can't understand it. It's easy. It's On the Mic with Mike. So we got a bad boy. So that's where the name came from. So this is On the Mic with Mike, ESPN Richmond, where we are. We got Agent to the Stars. Freddie Berry is here with us, talking about his journey and how you Google how to be a sports agent. So we got Corey in the building here from Cabo Fish Taco. I'm going to say, hey, how do I get to be a chef cook? I mean, do I need skills or can you guys teach me? So you went to the Google machine and said, how do I become a sports agent?
Yep.
Next thing you know, you're like, okay, 59 deals. You're in Forbes magazine. What's next for you guys? What's next for you? Well, I know what you're doing. You're coming to radio. See, I tell people, Mike King is the master recruiter. I'm the LeBron of this recruiting business stuff because business minds are out there. There's business behind everything. There's business behind recruiting. We're going to talk to the business owner. There's business behind how to have a successful restaurant because, a whole bunch of things open. There's a lot of fanfare when things open. There ain't a lot of fanfare when stuff closes up. It's just like I said, how do you know when it's over? So I asked some young guys who have a clothing line. He used to do music and he used to do clothes. And I said, how do you know when it's time to shut down a line of business? They said, when the bread stops coming in.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's simple.
It is simple. But the idea of it is we're so tied to who we are. We kind of hold on to things for a long time. It may not be a great deal. So Raekwon is out there. How do you go after, what deals? I know a lot of crazy deals come to you guys.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
Yeah. And what are the ones you look up and what's the process to say, yes, we'll take this deal or nah, man, we'll pass on that.
So the process just boil down to one, fit. Is it a good fit for him? Two, values. Does that company share the same values as he does? Because that's a big part too. And then the third is financial. Do they have the financial resources in the budget to have a partnership with him and help us activate that partnership, but also compensate him for his marketing services? So
you guys are grown. I see he has that blue check mark.
Oh yeah.
The blue check mark means something.
It does.
Yeah,
that's value.
That is a value. So when people slide into the DMs of a real blue check mark, that's like they say, I get checks.
Yep.
And that's very important. So when a person looks at him out of Norfolk State, out of Richmond, he's not the poster child of making deals. He is not. When we look at that from a business standpoint, you're supposed to come from an Alabama or one of the big schools. Here he is killing it over at Norfolk State.
Yep.
Okay.
It is. And a lot of it has to do with creative content. He's really good at creating content and having the confidence to be himself, but also promote the brands. A lot of these D1 athletes from Power 5 schools, which you would perceive as the poster child for NIL, they either are too afraid to actually do a post. They're scared of that publish button for some odd reason.
I mean, come on, man. It does carry some.
It does.
I mean, have you ever sent something and you hover with that finger for a second, like, man, I don't know about this one. Click.
But it's that confidence of being like, hey, I'm going to be myself and I'm going to be willing to put myself out there. And the second part of it is a lot of athletes as well have it where, if it's not $1 million deal or a 6-figure deal, I don't want it. Okay, but those small deals add up to those 5 figures, 6 figures, and eventually $1 million. Not to mention you're adding to your portfolio. So when those larger brands who do have that bag come to you, you have leverage to show, and hey, look what I've done in the past. This is what I can do for you.
I saw when you talked about it's not all about the big deals, like you said, the smaller deals. And he also talked about when a deal didn't come, he still repped the company and it paid off.
Yes. And that happens a lot because a brand will say, no, we don't have the budget for it. But then they'll see the creative content and they're like, ooh, I want that.
And all of a sudden, the money was found.
And now
The money was there.
it's there.
The money was
you
there.
might got to shift it from a different place to another, but the money is there.
Right, it went from the right pocket to the left pocket too.
Yep.
To Freddie Berry and Raekwon. That's where it went to, because there's a value in who you guys are. So what's next on the horizon for your team?
Man, what's next? One is getting ready for this upcoming season. So I have a lot of football guys on my roster as well. Raekwon runs track, but I have a lot of other guys on my roster. So getting them ready for the football season in whatever capacity that is, whether it's getting them deals to help them with training or getting them deals to help them with product. And then on the other side of it with Raekwon, it's more so of getting him healthy with his foot injury, so supporting in that, and then also stepping into film, stepping into more modeling, so more lucrative deals, and also outside of social media.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what these young Thundercats are doing. I'm just trying to, I got the pen and paper, I'm taking notes. So Raekwon, how can people find you and follow him as well?
So people can find me, Freddie Berry, on Instagram at FreddieBerry_24. You can find my agency Instagram at Official Bar Sports. And then also you can find Raekwon's Instagram at Raekwon Smith, as well as his famous TikTok at Raekwon Smith as well.
And he got that big check mark. On the mic with Mike, ESPN Rich and part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network. I'm here, Freddie Berry, rocking with me. We got to go. As I always say, the microphone ain't free. Plus, my grandkids need stuff. So make sure you check out our sponsors and advertisers. Thanks. Now, take care.